you were, this girl is on fire, and life seemed boundless. Then you turned 40, and slowly but steadily, you began to experience self-doubt, becoming more passive, feeling inferior, being sensitive to critiques, and lacking self-confidence. What is the reason for this? Why do we lose self-confidence as we age? Is it all downhill from here? Or is there a chance for us to reclaim our confidence at this point in life? Greetings, health warriors. I'm Tressey, a licensed clinical social worker and nutrition coach, sharing easy ways you can eat, move, and live a life of mental and physical wellness over 40 and beyond. Our attitudes towards our skills and abilities, it shapes our self-confidence. Self-confidence on a deeper level is our willingness to accept and trust ourselves, as well as having a sense of control over our lives. When we embody self-confidence, we are conscious of our limitations, but we don't allow those limitations, those weaknesses to hinder us from seeing the positive aspects of ourselves, nor stop us from working to attain our goals. We aren't crumbling under criticism. Come here. Is it okay if I tell you a tiny little secret? Having high or low self-confidence is not as much about our actual ability.
I'm sorry, what?
Shocker, right? Self-confidence is based primarily on our perception and our thoughts about ourselves, which can actually be quite flawed when carefully examined. If you are suffering with stinking thinking, you've probably spent nearly half, if not most of your life being a Debbie Downer or a Karen towards yourself. You wake up each day, camera, lights, action, ready to act out that inner bully, harshly judging yourself and encountering others who are overly critical of you.
Why don't you go suck the fun out of somebody else's part?
If your lack of self-confidence is the result of a job change or a loss, a severed relationship, more wrinkles, gray strands, or body changes, it's not too late to strengthen and flex your self-confidence muscle. So you ready? I rarely do it now, but when my self-esteem was at an all-time low, it was actually my husband who recognized that I was preoccupied with comparing my life, my family, how I cooked, how I dressed, and interacted with what others were doing. See, when we compare ourselves to others, we're either trying to find a way to prove that we are better than they are, or we're trying to validate our own flawed views of ourselves and our lives. Daily recognizing just one display of our strength and accomplishment is a terrific strategy to combat our flawed, undervalued self-perception. Keep a list of your strengths. Consider favorable statements others have made about you if affirming yourself right now feels a little impossible. Like,
you is smart, you is kind, you is important.
Did the lady at the store you assisted in locating an item thank you for your assistance? Maybe a coworker said you are a lifesaver in reference to some awesome act of greatness that really helped them. These are things that should be added to those lists, the things that we overlook. Did you ever play Twister as a kid growing up? Talk about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. But guess what? My mind never once drifted over towards that corner of low self-confidence when I was engaged in that game. You know why? Because I was so busy, engaged and focused and laughing at my lack of coordination and agility and just having a really good time. My mind was preoccupied with something other than beating and berating myself. Giving our minds and our bodies a wonderful short-term challenge to strive towards, something we can add to our accomplishment list, is one antidote to low self-confidence and reserved assertiveness, because there is less time or mental space left to concentrate on having a lack of confidence. If your hands and your entire being are preoccupied uncovering additional ways you are amazing, consider joining a free online or in-person class or group at your local library, community center, or junior college, where you can redirect your mind's energy and attention on developing skills in things like photography, gourmet cooking, art, or even cake decorating. Could changing the way you dress increase your self-confidence? Perhaps. I'd like for you, though, to consider a different proposition. Low confidence has its origins in our thoughts, how we talk to and about ourselves, right? What say you and I practice an old saying, if you have nothing good to say, well, don't say it. That includes the talking that goes on inside our head. Just stop it. When was the last time you caught yourself thinking, and dare I say believing, to be confident, I don't have to be perfect. I am an expert at navigating hiccups in life. I am capable and deserving. We've already established that what we think and say to ourselves determines our level of confidence. Before negative Nancy thoughts take root and intensify, wouldn't it be to our advantage to exercise our positive self-talk muscle? If your voice is the voice you hear most often, even in your sleep, then why not program it to say nice things to and about you? There is already enough ugliness in the world that, you and I, we don't need to contribute to it. So then, what pleasant words will you say to yourself today? Because you are deserving of the goodness that comes your way.